This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Don't shake your body.
Wake your fuck ass up.
It's Sway in the morning.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play.
Yeah, DJ Infamous. Man, get that mic up. Did he where your mic at, man? Get that man on. Keep the mic, man.
Talk to me. I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
man. Okay,
Yeah.
so people could get that single now.
On iTunes,
Uh-huh.
Apple Music, Spotify. It's out everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. Run the checkup. Yeah.
Run the checkup. Support this man, DJ Infamous. What a great story he just told, Heather B.
No doubt. No doubt. Happy for you.
And I love telling the stories. We have to document our own history. If we
Right.
don't, it gets lost in the abyss. And things that happened and took place prior to today will never be acknowledged.
Yeah. It's another connection with who you sit next to, too.
Well, let me get to that, man.
No, I know, but I
okay,
just want to let you know,
gonna jump in.
like that story I told you.
Yeah.
That connects to with who you.
Well,
you know what I mean?
but see, DJ Infamous talked about how his first big major party he DJ was Jeezy's first album release party, and how he had a chance to show and prove with the biggest promoter in town, and he had just got together with an iconic pillar here in the scene in the music business across the board. I won't just say Atlanta, because sometimes we try to regionalize folks who have touched the world.
Right.
And this is one person that I've watched career parallel with mine and DJ King Tech. And it's a few people who have done some really instrumental things, have always waved the flag from where they're from. And in this music business, definitely in the 90s, you had to do that. Because if you didn't, they wouldn't acknowledge you. They wouldn't respect you, and it got to a point where people from different parts of the country stopped begging the New York music business to accept what it is we're doing, even though it's different from what it started out as and when hip-hop was first created. And then New York has such a vice grip on it. It really forced people on the West Coast. It forced people on the South to become autonomous and become independent of all of that, and almost create a subculture, if you will, alternative when it came to the business. And the South went through it hard, initially. The South didn't get a whole lot of – people wouldn't even acknowledge artists that were coming from the South.
Right.
And then there were people like this man right here who championed the South, who helped create a lane for a lot of these Southern – we mentioned all these Dungeon family. We mentioned Jeezy. We mentioned Jermaine Dupri. But even beyond that, from Lil Wayne to Mary J. Blige to Jay-Z to any big name artist you heard of, if they didn't run it by this man, it wasn't running. And it's a dude who's always spent a lot of time in the community, who's always worked with the kids as well. Grady talked about that earlier, how we're going to impact our community. This is a fine example of somebody who's done that. The legendary, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Greg Street. Hey.
Hey. What up, Sway?
Hey, man, I could have went on and on. Turn this mic up from, Greg Street, how you doing, brother?
I'm chilling, homie.
Hey, man, first of all, thanks for coming on the show, man. Greg was so, supportive, man, for the show we do One Shot. I reached out to Greg and was like, man, do you mind if I, promote this show on your show? It's on BET, blah, blah. Man, this dude stayed on me harder than I stayed on myself to make sure I was telling the real story.
You got to, man.
Yeah.
Like, if we don't support each other, and I don't mean that racially, but if you're in the hip hop culture and if you're into anything that you do, that you believe in, if the people around you don't support you and you don't support them, it's like you may as well quit now.
You may as well quit, right?
You may as well stop now. It's like and I mean that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so when somebody as genuine as you reaches out to me, I'm going to make sure I go the extra mile to make sure whatever you need me to do is done 1,000%. I was like, hey, man, send me a video. Do a video on your phone and send it to me so I can post it about the show. Like, if I don't try to help make sure your TV show is successful, I'll never get a TV show.
Yeah, that's game.
Infamous will never get a TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Heather will never get a TV show.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's like everything has to, when somebody gets a shot, you know what I'm saying, it's very important that everybody around the situation champions it to make sure that it's successful.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this, man. Like, Infamous spoke on how with V103 that, you gave him a shot. Who gave you a shot when you came into the game?
Man, I got a lot of shots, man. I got shots. Like, I actually started, I'm originally from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So when you was talking about the music, like, for us in the South, when I first started DJing in high school, it's like, we didn't have our own artists. So everything that New York was doing, everything that LA was doing, everything that Jamaica was doing, everything that the pop music was doing, we was about it. You know what I'm saying? At Southern Miss, I DJ'd the pipe parties. You know, for the white kids, I did the clubs. For the black kids, I did the teen centers and the community centers for the teenagers. So it was like, I was just a sponge for the culture. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you were from, I was a sponge in it. You know what I'm saying? And it groomed me, and I met a few people. The first radio station I worked at was owned by, come to find out, was owned by a guy that my mom went to high school with.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I didn't know that until after I started working there. Then I worked there for a while, which was WORV, WJMG. I left there. I worked for a pop station, WHSY. And then Tony Brown actually worked with me at the first station I worked at. And Tony became the program director of 93 BLX in Mobile.
Okay.
And he brought me to BLX in Mobile in '88. And that was the birth of 6 o'clock.
Wow.
That was when I first started doing 6 to 10. And then we were there for like a couple years. I was there for like a year and a half, couple years. Left Mobile and went to Houston. And that's when I became Greg Street in 1990 at Magic 102. And Tony left Houston after he only stayed like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
He left Houston and moved to Atlanta. And Mike Roberts, I think, was the program director, and they wanted, it was like 2 general managers at the station. One manager wanted Tony to be the PD, and the other manager wanted Mike Roberts to be the PD. And they end up hiring Tony anyway to work with Mike as a team, as assistant PD. And Tony eventually became PD, and then he wanted me to go ahead and still come to Atlanta, and then I finally came in '95.
Damn, get that man around. Damn. That's some history right there.
So from Tony Brown, and I mean, it's a lot of names, you know, Tony Brown, Ron Atkins, James Alexander, Hyman Childs.
James Alexander,
Vernon Floyd, Harvey Knight, Rick Mack, Rick Caffey, Monty Lang. It's a lot of names. A lot of those are legendary names if you really know about radio.
That know
you know
about.
What I'm saying? So, but for me, it was like just being a sponge in the game and really understanding like that I had a gift for music and a gift for people. And I had people that I worked with early that knew that it wasn't about money. It was a real genuine connection. And when I got a chance to make those moves to major markets, they knew it was going to work.
Greg Street, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and that's interesting because you mentioned 88 and then 90 and 91. When a lot of times when I talk to artists who come up on the show and maybe even your show or got an opportunity to be on your show, they might cancel, they may come late, or they, you know, whatever it is that they're not doing correctly. I think back at a time in those years when you couldn't even get rap played on any day part on a P1 or mainstream station.
Exactly.
So if say, for example, if Rakim was featured on a Jody Watley song, when they played the song, they'll play the version without Rakim.
Without the rap. It was a non-rap version.
A non-rap version, right? And that went on for years. So if you, right?
See, check this out. At the first radio station I worked at, the old guy that I was telling you about that went to high school with my mom, that's how he was. It was so crazy at that station. And, like, I'm the young guy trying to tell him, like, this is the move. This is hip-hop is going to be the move. And we were like, the best that they would do is let us play the instrumental to the song.
Yeah, the instrumental, right?
Even before the non-rap version, you just only play the instrumental.
You played the instrumental,
right?
And that wasn't that long ago.
Right. No.
So
right.
Okay, so when you have an opportunity to have your music played and
on the radio,
and especially now because we didn't have as many groups, as many people trying to vie for that time spot. Man, if you could get it, man, you better respect the damn DJs, man, the dudes that are playing your music. Beyond what you're posting on your social media or your SoundCloud or your Bandcamp and all of those things, and YouTube, you know, this is these are the guys, the pillars. Let me ask you this: with Atlanta, Atlanta had a hard time for a long time. I remember we started playing Outkast, you know, and Dungeon Family music early in the Bay, you know, and people didn't know what it was. They didn't even think it was from Atlanta. Talk about that, though, man. You've been a part of that fight to get champion Atlanta in the music that we're now hearing today, but it wasn't always that easy. Like, who were some of those first artists you felt kind of opened the doors for Atlanta artists nationally?
Scarface. Scarface was really Scarface and the Ghetto Boys were really like the first. Like, you had Gregory D and DJ Manny Fresh before. They was all like during the same time, but I was actually the first DJ to play My Mind Playing Tricks on Me on the radio. Wow. And they had other records like Get a Grip on Another Level, and Choice had records out on Rap a Lot. I was actually the guy that went to Houston when I went with Tony in 90. Like, My Mind Playing Tricks on Me was my first 6 o'clock Greg Street intro. That song was before the record became big. That was the intro to my radio show that Scarface did. So it was like the Ghetto Boys was like the first ones, and I was at the station at the time, and it was other independent artists in Houston, because like in the South, I think, to go back what you mentioned earlier about the New York. Yeah. To be honest with you, what really happened was we didn't have a lot of artists at the time, but in Houston you had Southwest Wholesale. In Atlanta, you had Ichiban.
Yeah,
because Jermaine had a deal back in the day. Back then, he had a label. He had a label and an artist named JVR and the Straight Jackets at Ichiban.
But you explain that Ichiban was
it was an independent distribution label in Atlanta. Kilo, Raheem the Dream, MC Breed. I know Future in the Front actually came out on that label.
On Ichiban, yeah. Yep.
That was another record. I was the first person to play that song. There was 3 people involved, and one of the guys happened to be from Houston, the MC Breed record.
Wow.
They ain't no Future in the Front. But Scarface and the Ghetto Boys, it was like, I can remember, I think it was Jack the Rapper in Atlanta, and V103 had never played My Mind Playing Tricks on Me. This was like 1991. They had never played the song. And the Ghetto Boys had a concert in the Omni, and the DJ played the song in between the artists.
Yeah. I
think it was New Edition or Belle Biv DeVoe. It was a big show. It was a huge show during Jack the Rapper weekend. And they said everybody at the radio station was looking at each other like, everybody, it's 50,000 people in here. Everybody know this damn song, and we ain't never played on our radio station.
Wow. Right.
So, Atlanta was like for Dungeon Family, because like I was in Dallas when Outkast came out, and I actually became friends with Rico and the guys from Talking on the Phone, and they talk about this legendary show that we actually did. I did with Outkast in the Bomb Factory in Dallas. Like, if you talk to Big Boy Dre, they'll always talk about this show. It's because back then nobody in Atlanta was really feeling them like that.
Yeah.
And I brought them out to Dallas.
Okay, see, that's interesting. Like, even Atlanta wasn't feeling them like that. Why not?
Why not?
I just think, like, because Atlanta and Miami had a connection.
Yeah.
Before hip hop, before the hip hop music, the booty shake music, really, like, people don't know that the producers of most of the Miami bass music was from Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Like, Mike Fresh is from Atlanta.
From Atlanta.
Kool Kali, who was producing some of DJ Smurf records, that the Pink Panther record, he was from Atlanta.
Wow.
He's really from Pasadena, but he's from Atlanta. He's living in Atlanta. So, like, and then DJ Toomp. A lot of these producers, Miami had their own producers. You had Clay D and all those guys. Luke had his team, but a lot of the big producers of a lot of those big Miami-based booty shake records was from Atlanta. So the booty shake music was huge in Atlanta. So when Outkast came along, and then a lot of people don't know, KP.
Yes.
Well, KP was a part of a group called PA, which was a part of the Dungeon family, and they actually had a major label deal before Outkast. They were signed to MCA. It was KP, Big Reese and Mello. Reese and Mello, or Reese actually has the Street Love Company, who wrote a lot of big songs like For Lloyd, those big records. But they were actually the first group that was on Dungeon Family before Outkast.
Wow. Woo!
KP
was in the group?
Yeah, KP was a DJ. He was the DJ of the group.
I didn't know he was the
DJ. It was PA, Parental Advisory.
Wow.
They were signed to MCA Records. You know what I'm saying? But the music was so different because they was yeet dancing and everybody was booty shaking.
Yeah.
So it was like, here comes Outkast, here comes PA, here comes Outkast, here comes Rico Wade and Ray and Pat, and everybody with this different sound. It's like, and if you really listen to the Dungeon Family music, it was almost like a hybrid of what you heard N.O. Joe and all the guys from Houston was doing. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was a different version of what you heard the Ghetto Boys rapping on when Scarface was doing Now I Feel You, My Mind Playing Tricks on Me, and the records that they were doing. It was like it was a gumbo. It was like their own Atlanta version of what Houston evolved into.
Wow, Greg Street is here, man. We gonna keep going with this. That's why I asked him to come by.
Yeah, I completely.
We needed the pioneer to break it down, so you understand there's so many levels to what happened in Atlanta and how
Manny Fresh was a pioneer too. Like Manny Fresh used to weigh like 120 pounds.
That was a long time ago.
Like and he was so smart. I think the guy that he was in business with, that he was rapping with, Gregory D's mother, I think, was a record executive. And if you go get their old album, Gregory D and DJ Manny Fresh, this is how smart they were. If you open up the album cover, it had like it was either pictures or it was pictures. It had pictures of all the DJs from all over the country was inside the album cover.
Man, Greg Street is here, man. What's what we're gonna do? We're gonna open up the phone lines.
Yeah.
Listen. This man, I'm. Thank you, Greg Street.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I'm going to continue this conversation and walk it up to today with Greg Street from V103. But just really a vanguard, a gatekeeper in this music business. You want to talk? 888-742-3345. We also got DJ Infamous on the ones and two. Infamous, you ready?
Yes.
Let's drop a beat on him, man. DJ Infamous, Sway in the Morning. That's right, man. We at Mean Street Studio here in Atlanta, getting ready for the BET Hip Hop Awards. Greg Street, the legend. Okay, big weekend. Turn his mic up. I want to hear him. All right.
In the morning.
Okay, that's what's up. We got Terrence in Atlanta. What up, Terrence? What you want to say to Greg Street? What's happening with you?
I'm from all my family from Mobile, bro. We just want to say appreciate what you're doing. I'm out here in Atlanta. I've been here 28 years, bro. Appreciate what you did. Telling the whole world about the city of Atlanta, but I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, definitely Mobile, man. Sway, it's like Sway said, we grinded, man. When I did 6 to 10 at BLX in Mobile, Sway, I worked 6 to 10 Monday through Saturday. I did the morning show mix, I did the midday mix, and the midday mix, the afternoon mix, and the mix on my show every day.
Every day.
And I did 6 to 10.
7 days a week?
6 days a week.
Okay, cool. Because, I know it's the South. I hope there wasn't no, slave labor going on.
6 days.
No?
Well, the paycheck was slavery. The paycheck was slavery.
Okay, all right, man. Greg Street here, man. Thank you for your call, Terrence. You are a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
Okay, we got Kay on the line from ATL. What up, Kay? Kay.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Greg. I'm the cashier. I used to be the cashier at the Bounce in Atlanta Live. Tell them, Greg. School them about sharing showcase. The gate, the warehouse.
Yeah. Wow. The gate, the warehouse, Sharon Showcase. I got to Atlanta in 95, and Sharon was like, it was still open, but it wasn't like what it was when the Raheem the Dream days of Sharon Showcase. Like I could just imagine, like I study a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and I studied Sharon. Like me and Sharon are real tight right now to this day. And
who was Sharon Showcase?
Sharon Showcase was like the tunnel for Atlanta. It was she was like the person who threw the parties for the kids, and she would bring out the artists like the Kizzy Rocks and the Raheem the Dreams and the DJ Smurfs and all those artists that you knew about in Atlanta that was big in the streets that may have not been big all over the world, but they was huge in Atlanta. She was one of the people who did the concerts, who did the shows in her club.
Wow, that's amazing. Hey, Kate, thanks for bringing that out. You are a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
All right. Let me see. Let's go to Dallas. We got Broderick on the line from Dallas. What up, Broderick?
Yo.
Broderick, you there?
Hey, yo. Oh, yo, I'm here, man. Hey, yo, I just want to say it's 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. It's time for Street to rock. Yo, Greg Street, man, I just want to say big up to you, my brother. Everything that you did when you were here was A1. You're a top-notch DJ, top-notch person. And if you just extend me just a little bit of latitude, I want to tell you a real quick story about when I met Greg Street one time at a mall.
Go ahead.
I was at a mall with at a shoe store with she wasn't my girl. She was just kind of a little something. So anyway, I saw Greg Street, and I went up to myself and I introduced myself to her. And I was like, yo, Greg, my brother, at the time, my brother worked in the industry for, y'all probably remember Uni Distribution back in the day.
Uni, yeah.
They distributed for MCA and all of that. But anyway, so I introduced myself to him, told him who my brother was, and he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I know Billy. Tell Billy I said what's up. So probably about 2 weeks later, my brother was like, yeah, I talked to Greg, and he told me he met you, and he wanted to know why he was up in the store with a white girl. So I was like, it's just, she was buying me some shoes, so, it's just kind of funny to me that said that. But,
hey, but guess what, though? What's his name?
His name, Broderick.
Broderick, guess what, Broderick?
Broderick. What's up, bro?
Now I know why you was with the white girl.
Hey.
It took me a while. It took me a while, Broderick, but I figured it out. It took me a few years, Broderick, but I figured it out.
Figured it out.
Bunny meat.
Hey, yeah, bunny meat. Yeah, that bunny meat, man. You know, if it's tenderized the right way, a lot of us get caught eating it.
Oh, my gosh.
Greg Street is here. We got Michelle from Tennessee on the line, too. Michelle, what up, Michelle? Good morning. How are you? Shelly Bo.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great.
What you like to say?
I'm doing well, Michelle. What you want to say to Greg Street? Michelle, you got to turn your radio down. That's why you're getting confused. It's the delay.
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wanting to say somebody needs to, tell the kids today about how hard it was to even hear rap or listen to rap on, MTV. Like the only time that we ever got to hear anything was on, MTV Rap. And then like when BET came out, we got to hear a few things on there. I've still got the tapes where I would tape it every day just to be able to hear any kind of rap because it wasn't allowed on the radio. I don't know about from where you guys are from, but in Tennessee, it was just basically classic rock or love songs,
It wasn't rocking that 3-6 Mafia on the radio back then, huh?
No.
Okay.
Especially not in Knoxville or Johnson City, where I'm from, so...
Yeah, we were just talking about that, Michelle, and here's the thing. It wasn't just in Atlanta. It wasn't just in the Bay where I'm from in Oakland, but, you're in Tennessee. Everywhere across the board, they weren't really playing rap. But Greg and I were just talking. What was the real crossroad that the music business hit, and then all of that changed? It wasn't necessarily No Limit and Master P or Luke and, Skywalker or Rap-A-Lot. Tell them what it is that changed the business mentality on why we should be now signing and endorsing and putting out rap.
The barriers that really broke down hip-hop getting as big as it is, it wasn't really just the local artists from the South.
Yeah.
When SoundScan and BDS came about, the executives in New York were able to see on paper what was going on.
Yeah.
So it's like when you look from Texas all the way to the Carolinas, now I can see that all these records are being sold in this area. So it's because it's like if you're in New York and somebody comes in the office and say, "Hey man, Funkmaster Flex played this record last night," everybody in the office gets turned up.
Yeah.
The marketing department, the executives, the radio
whole label
people, everybody gets
yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
But it's different when they call up and say, "Hey, Greg Street played your song last night." It's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but when you're able to see it on paper, and you're able to see how many stores, you're able to see how many records they're selling, and you can see it documented. Then it was like, and then you can see the spins, you can see the audience. That was really what broke down. And then the other thing was the CD.
Yeah.
Like people forgot from between 89, 90, and 91 was like when the CD and the digital technology came into play. Mm-hmm. You only had a handful of people in black music who had ever went platinum before the CD came out.
Yeah.
The technology was so great, and then you had you had a platform that replaced another platform, and they charge you 100% markup for it. Cassettes was like $9.
Yeah.
CDs was $20.
Yeah.
But what takes more money to manufacture, a CD or a cassette?
Cassette.
A cassette. It's
Yeah.
more parts.
Mm-hmm.
So you're charging me 100% markup on a product that you're replacing with something that you were spending more money on.
Yeah.
And people liked it better because of the digital sound.
And the quality of sound.
Everybody had the systems in their cars. Everybody was bumping in their cars. The Rock 5 gauge speakers in the Alpine radio. So it was like, then the suburban kids started listening to it, and that's when a lot of artists started going platinum. So the producers started saying, "I want more money."
Yeah.
Everybody wanted more money. Pharrell them started saying, "I want 100,000 a track." You know what I'm saying? That
150.
It was because of the CD.
Yeah.
The CD drove the business to a level where it had never been before.
Mm-hmm.
Not to know that digital technology was eventually going to be available online.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember back then, if you got a CD from the studio in 90, in 95, 93, 94, 95, on your studio bill, that one CD was $25.
Yeah, they would charge
She
you
knows.
yeah.
One CD was
Troy
$25.
Marshall over there, he been in the music business for decades. He's there nodding. Everything you're saying, he nodding.
Yeah.
And for folks who don't know what SoundScan is, once you break
SoundScan is how you monitor sales around the country.
And then BDS is
how you monitor, the radio spins,
Yeah,
the airplay. So
okay.
once you're able to monitor that, and the airplay really wasn't a big determining factor. It was those numbers.
Yeah.
When you can see them sales, because the advantage that we have over everybody is East Coast, West Coast, and everybody in the South, the advantage that we have is we really have more people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not like in New York or L.A., yeah, you got more people than Atlanta. You got more people than Houston. You got more people than Dallas. You got more people than Miami. You got more people than New Orleans and Memphis. But you don't have more people than all of that combined.
Yeah, yeah. And
So-
that's out there actually purchasing music.
That's what really crunk up the movement.
Let me fast forward now. So now, but give him a round of applause, by the way, man. That man, we just went to church. So now Atlanta is at the nucleus of the music business. Everything from the majority of artists, the influence, the impact that it's had on style, that it's had on sound, the whole nine. And then Atlanta still gets a lot of backlash because of the artists, because of the music, because of the content, because of the style. What do you think that is?
Honestly?
Yeah.
You want to be honest?
I don't want you to be no other way.
You really want me to be honest?
Would you?
You sure?
Man, I'm ready.
Are you positive?
I can handle the truth.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Can the universe handle the truth?
They need to know it.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the kids and the music and the content and the lyrics, but it's our fault.
Mm-hmm.
They're products of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's our fault. The rappers that you're listening to right now, like one of my favorite rappers and one of my personal friends, and he's almost like blood to me. He made you guys cry on the show when he performed Sidell Young.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with him as an artist, as a fan, and as a friend before I got involved with his career.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thought he was signed to me, and everybody thought he's your artist and he's streets artist and blah, blah, blah. And I've never had any paperwork with him. I've never been involved with his record deals. It was just so important for me for people to hear Saha the Prince in Atlanta so they can understand that every person that's under 23, 24 years old is not rapping about what most 23, 24, 19, 20, 23, 24-year-olds rap about.
Yeah.
And the reason being is, since you want me to be honest,
talk about it.
These kids that are rapping right now are third and fourth generation crack babies. Okay. So you got to think.
Okay.
If you had all these projects, well, all these kids were raised in all these projects, and the things that they saw and the things that they learned and the way they were raised, they're rapping about those things.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at them. It's our fault. I mean, as a people, I wasn't raised in the projects, but I'm just saying the things that rappers can only rap about. You got to imagine if Lil Wayne had a college degree with the way he raps, what he could talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because you're there. When you listen to Saha and you listen to Lil Wayne, there's a difference.
There's a difference, yeah.
There's a difference. Wayne is a great rapper. He's incredible. But he can only rap about what he was exposed to. See, Saha was raised with his mother and father. He had a street side because the kids that are around him in the neighborhood were from the streets. But he was raised with his mother and father, and he went to church. So you can hear him rap, and he can break down the Bible, and people will sit there and listen to it, and they can understand what he's saying because he can break it down in the terms where people right now, kids can understand what he's talking about.
That's a great point. That's exactly why we're fans of his, Saha. That's exactly what he does.
That's what he does.
Yeah, he's balanced.
Very balanced.
Wait till you hear this guy.
Well, let's talk about this guy, man. One of the dudes. I told Greg Street, man, come by the show, man. I just want to just dig in deep. And he said, "Yeah, man, I got to bring this next guy with me, man. If it's not a problem." I said, "Of course, man, you could do that." He goes by the name. Well, actually, you sent me a freestyle that he did, right? Yep. And I was like, okay, this kid is nice. He doesn't look like I thought he was going to look, though. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know what he looked like, you know. So I'm seeing him for the first time, really, and he walked up in here. And I thought he might have been the missing member.
You should have saw him when he was in New York. He played basketball at Adelphi.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He was nice.
But he's
nice
from
on the
Atlanta.
court?
Yeah.
Went to Woodward Academy in
Go
Atlanta.
ahead, introduce him, man.
This is I'm gonna tell you this story too. This is crazy because I don't even really like getting involved in business with artists.
Yeah.
And there's a guy that I respect a whole lot. He's one of my OGs. His name is Gilbert Young. You know Gilbert Young, the artist?
Yes.
The famous artist with the painting He Ain't Heavy? Gilbert Young's, I think Gilbert's stepdaughter goes to school with Matt's sister.
Okay.
And Gilbert had been telling me about this artist, Street, I want you to hear this art. I'm like, Matt, listen. I'm like, listen, Gilbert, no. So he tricked me one day to come over to his house to look at some artwork. I go over to his house, and Matt is sitting in the living room. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And he played the music, and I was like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, this is really something that's from a higher power. Somebody, this is a gift.
Yeah.
Somebody sent you a gift. And when you hear him and when you vibe with him and you talk to him, and I told him honestly when I first met him, I said, I don't like to manage rappers. Like, I worked with Young Thug a little bit in the beginning. He wanted me to manage him. Gucci Mane, a lot of people. Sci-Hi, a lot of people. It's like, you know, money is cool, but it's like, I like just being a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just like me.
I like being a fan. I just like the music. I
Yeah.
put music out sometimes, and people are like, why you ain't push that record? I'm like, I just like to put music out and just to see what it's going to do and see how people going to receive it. But when you hear Matt, you'll understand, like, yeah, I need to put some pieces together to make this happen.
Let's talk about it, Matt. It's Matt Citron.
Yeah, Matt
Give
Citron.
him a round of applause. First time on Slay in the Morning.
Thank you.
Greg Street can't protect you now, dog. Just stepped into the valley of the hyenas, homie.
Hyenas.
That's what we want to be. That's what we want to
What
be.
it is, fam. Talk about Tabasco Flow. What is that?
Tabasco flows. Well, so basically, me and Greg, I'd been recording music for a few months with, and Greg was really just letting me do my thing. He was just kind of like letting me navigate on my own. He was helping me, go into the studio and get the time I needed. And then we kind of had this idea. I think it was like one day I was like, man, you know what I want to do before I release some of these songs is just drop like one long freestyle over Jay Electronics Exhibit C. And I think we sat on it for like a day, the idea. And he said, you know what we should do is we should record like 6 of them and just and put them all out as like a little tape. And so we didn't end up doing that, but we did do is and I still got some of them down there. Like I recorded a bunch of them. Yeah. And so we dropped 2 of them, which actually ended up dropping 3 of them. We dropped 2 pretty close to each other. And I really just wanted to it was funny because it's funny you say in here with the hyenas because I was doing a interview with Maurice Garland. And he was saying like, why did you want to go over Exhibit C? He's like, that's the craziest shit people heard in years. And I was like, that's why I want to go over it.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to go into the Lion's Den. I was like, I knew some people were going to feel some type of way about it, but the majority of the opinions were like, man, like he really went in on that shit.
Yeah.
But I knew there were going to be some people like, man, that's Exhibit C, you can't do that. But I told Maurice, I said, when you go into the lion's den, even if you kill the lion, you're going to end up with some scratches.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wanted that. And so I wanted to just measure myself against what I thought. Even before I started rapping, Exhibit C was one of the craziest things I've ever heard. And so I wanted to go up against that to measure myself so people could, because I didn't want to just be another guy that's just a part of the mix. You know, I wanted to be someone that like sounded like a competitor. And so I wanted to come in over what I think is one of the most competitive records of my lifetime.
So are you from Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I was born and raised here. Both of my parents and most of my family is actually from New York. Yeah, so from New York. So and that was a really big thing for me to get both sides of the spectrum from a young age, because my parents grew up, my dad grew up in the city, and my mom was actually from South Shore, Long Island. But they both move around the city a lot. And so just having, being in the South and getting that flavor to what I was doing and playing ball down here, and then just having, family from the North that really kind of, they had that mentality so strong that I was kind of bred into
you're a hybrid.
2 lanes.
You're a hybrid. Well, so who were your influences? Because your style is not necessarily reflective of where you grew up.
Right. My biggest influences, they started different than they are today. I think when I really started off rhyming and really started rapping, the things I was most influenced by were obviously very heavily influenced by Andre and Big Boy. But what I really connected with was Dipset, Nas, Jewels especially. Just loved listening to him rap. I love listening to who else? Busta Rhymes, who I have been blessed with the opportunity of. He's kind of taken me under his wing a little bit after hearing some of my music, and he's shown me a lot of game. And And so I've gotten a lot of influence from a lot of those guys in the game. And it's funny now, though, because I really don't listen to, once I really started diving into rap, I don't listen to a lot of rap nowadays. Like, I'll listen to an album one time through and I probably won't play it again. I still listen to a lot of the old school stuff, but for the most part now what I listen to is like all different kinds of genres, because I feel like I kind of have my style now. I think I'm going to get better and better on it, but I don't really have, like, if I listen to now, like, new guys nowadays, like, I'll listen to Thug and Future, and I love them because they're from the city and they make a different lane of music than I make, and I really appreciate that. But for the new guys, I think I just like where I'm at with the style I'm making, and so I listen to a lot of different genres just for the sounds.
Let's do this, man. I want to play this 404. We're going to do the 404 record?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're going to play the 404 song and talk about this song and how can people find it.
Okay, so this song is this is really special to me because this one, like I said, talks about the city that I'm from, and it was real proud that I did this, and I got to get on the track with guys you were just talking about, Saha, and actually Money Making Neek, and it's really dope because, you know, Saha is from the east side. I'm pretty close to the east side, but I'm more close to downtown. And then Neek is from the west side, and it really kind of just covers over Atlanta. And so if you go on to iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, you're going to find it. It's 404, and that's the numbers. And, this is the record right here.
Okay, this is Matt Citron, M-A-T-T.
Yes, sir.
C-I-T-R-O-N. And then we're going to put them to the test after this. DJ Infamous, Sway in the Morning, Shade 45.
Atlanta on Shade 45.
That was 404 featuring Sci-Hi, the Prince, and Money Making Neek, the one and only Matt Citron, first time debuting on Sway in the Morning. Give him a round of applause.
Yes, sir.
All right. Got the legendary Greg Street here.
Hey, when this goes crazy, tell your boy I called you, Just Blaze, and your partner right here, Paul Rosenberg.
Oh, Paul Rosenberg. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't respond right.
Okay.
Paul, I called you, Paul.
Got you one. I think Paul will nod to it now. You know,
Sounds great.
Let's see if we get Paul to call in and talk with Greg Street. All right, we got Amazing from Miami. Amazing. Good morning. How you doing?
Hello.
Good morning, Sway. How's it be?
What's poppin', baby?
Nothing much. Hey, I swear to you, my son is only 8 months. He's about to turn 9 months, and he's in the car with me. I'm playing it. I look back, he's bouncing up and down. I'm like, holy shit. That record is a banger.
Yeah,
that record is a banger.
That's what's up.
All right,
You know,
404.
the only thing you need to do is, don't forget the L. You know where I'm at. Don't forget the L.
You caught that, huh? You caught that.
Pause. He's bringing music back, like 100%. You get me? It's like, no, not discrediting all these new guys. It's all good. I'm an artist myself, and he got me like, damn, like this is what the game is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Flat out. It's like no in between. This is what the game is missing.
That's what's up. Hey, man, thanks for your call, Amazing.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. That's an amazing name, by the way. All right, this is what we going to do, man. On this show, man, it's a reason, Greg, I don't know if you go through this a lot, but God bless them, man, but it's a lot of people who rap that pass on coming to my show now.
Uh-oh.
They all pass. And the first question they ask is they want to come on the show because they want the exposure. We got a big following. And but the first question they ask or their reps ask is Sway going to make them rap?
Is Sway going to make them rap?
Do their job.
Now, Sway didn't make them rap in the first place. That's something they chose to do. I only hope you rap.
Is Sway gonna make them rap live? That's what they ask.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
And there is no rule on my show.
No rules?
That says you have to rap. But if you come on the show,
it's a nice platform.
Yeah, it's a nice platform. You don't have to, but we would like you to, and our audience like to know what you made of. That's what we came up on. You make songs, you make records, you make videos, but can you rap? Right?
You want to see if Matt can rap?
That's pretty much why I'm going with this, man.
I thought somebody else was about to come into the room.
No, man. I mean, we got Jermaine Dupri hanging out. So, Matt, you can
JD?
JD is here. We Are Tunes, I heard, has walked in. That's my family.
Lil Ronnie in the building.
Okay, yep, you see him.
DFW.
Yep. So Fat Pimp's here, too.
Fat Pimp.
Okay, all right.
BC.
So, Sean Taylor over there. People don't know Sean Taylor.
What's up, Sean?
Program director Sean Taylor came into New York and broke down a lot of barriers and doors and opened it up in New York, where you start hearing a lot of music from all over the country. So a lot of folks want to know.
He's another protege.
He's a protege of Greg Street. So Sean
not
Taylor,
direct, but indirect.
Indirect, right? So. Matt, you ready? You see all these people I named that's in the room right now?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm excited.
Okay. We got over a million subscribers on the YouTube channel alone.
My phone
man.
going crazy.
You know, so,
Just let them know.
It's time for you to show and prove, man.
It's been time.
Welcome to the Valley of the Hyenas.
Hyenas!
Yo, infamous. Drop a beat on them.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yo, Sway, I got you.
You got me, Matt?
I got you. I've been
got
at
him.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, this been that shit that I was talking about since 95. I want those Gaga numbers, y'all just trying to feel the hype. You're not my competition, stop pretending, stop the tennis. Fuck with all that back and forth, I move reports, I see your tension. I see your feet dimensions, I see you need attention. I pay no mind to that, cause time is money and wasting my sense banking on you to get through the pressures of mean investment. You talk so smooth when it's time to work, never see the effort. I got no problem cutting sides off, ducking right off. I'm running game, but check the bylaws, set the bar high. I'm on a high board dive, feel like a cyborg eye. Still got my eyes close high, up in the sky, more ride. I cut the game with a sick precision with scissors. I snip my umbilical, running straight out the womb to give them that. I make sure everything remains raw. Y'all just talk, everything remains blah. My dog's off of the leash. These broads off of their cars, catch feelings and they off of the lease. Off of the love of the game, are you fucking insane? Trying to give my squad a mansion before they take them away. Before they give me a name, I'ma give them my brain. It's coming off the top of the dome, we rocking with Sway at the universe. Like university, the shit I dropped out about 2 years ago. That was a long time ago. Now, in my eyes, like 24 months, 24 hours in a day. We got the same hours rocking. We up at Mean Streets and now I'm one talking. I'm the one talking. Used to drive around the streets. Now another day I had a billboard in my face like damn. That's my name. It's so big like B.I.G. It's the VIP. It's the M.A.T. Add another T. It's the mat, not a doormat. The floor mat. I'm walking on y'all. Don't sleep on me. You wake up with a real crooked neck. Crooked vultures in the place, they wanna get my name in their face. They wanna give it when I see it, when I talk a disgrace. I know I'm rocking on a JB, this is Just Blaze, yeah, you know me. And if you wanna talk shit, you better be my homie. Better be kicking and laughing and crapping and jumping and grabbing the rim from the top of the shit when I'm shitting on them like a pigeon in the sky. A pigeon when I fly, I'm an eagle, a bald eagle. I take off my hat just to be closer to God. I wanna see you in the ride when I'm going to 5, 85, 75. I'm going down to Hartsfield Jackson and I'm swinging. Yeah, you know I'm on the back. I'm the 1, 2, and the 3. I'm coming in second when I'm coming in free. Listen, know that I'm a rapping. Tell me when to stop. I'ma keep on lapping these rappers that I'm rapping by. And if I'm rapping on the sky, I'ma rap it high. And either might bring a little bit of melody and hit it on the 7 C's. If you wanna see me, they be telling me they don't really know me. I got shit that I was going in, and now I'm going in the ocean in. I mean the ocean and watching them flow in the boat, and I'm rocking it back to the side of this. Listen. For like the past 2 minutes, I was spitting not written. Okay. Now I'm spitting shit off the top of my dome, off the top of my melon. If I cut it up, fruit salad. What's that parfait? What we do today? I'm chilling in Sway. Yep. I know I got the bucket. Wait, no, that was yesterday, but fuck it.
Talk about Greg Street, man.
Talk about Greg Street. Gilbert Young had to introduce me secretly. That shit was a mystery. He coming in like, oh damn, it's just another rapper. And I'm like, nah, I'm rapping like a raptor, like a Tyrannosaurus. I need a thesaurus just to find the words that they be snoring on me, Sway.
Atlanta hip-hop.
Why they sleeping?
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Sway.
I was gonna throw words at
you.
You gonna throw words at him?
Atlanta hip-hop. Okay, listen, I got you. Listen, Atlanta hip-hop, skit rocks. Know that I be shit talking. All these pissed off pink dolphins. Cause they swimming, I'm the shark and they be fighting. Always wanna talk, but they be always rapping, fighting. They be fighting about what? Your bars ain't shit. Cause if you coming in that car, you be got hard whips. And know I got good girls, and I got ones too. They be bad, but they be coming through.
Who's your favorite rapper right now?
My favorite rapper, right? Well, wait, listen, see, That's how you know that shit was not written, cause I be stuttering, but motherfucker, I be coming in. But let me talk about my favorite right now. My favorite rapper, he's this white kid from Atlanta. His name is fucking Madden. He be sipping on Infintas with that purple shit. But all time might be Jewels. I be saying that Santana, wait, defender, that rhyme back that was like 30 seconds ago. I need the record, need to tell them I'm protecting, you know. Sway, keep them coming. You know that I be drumming. Wait,
Our next guest is Jermaine Dupri. Talk about
Jermaine Dupri, he's the man in the city. C-I-T-Y, that's my name in the city. C-I-T-R-O-N, they never rapping wrong. And if you welcome to Atlanta, you better welcome him. You know that I be coming through the spot, looking super hot, dropping all the fire on the block. Drop it when I'm coming in, hotter than lava. If you wanna get it, you be talking to your mama. I need another one. This is a table. Okay. You know I sell the fables. You know I sell them good.
President race.
Say what now?
The presidential campaign.
2016, president, no one. I don't have to know where I'm going, just the flow one shit. Wait, I can't rap about the shit that I don't give a fuck about, cause we just thinking shit and we is going down. Yeah, I have to be honest with you now. Yeah, it's not looking real good, Sway. I'm kind of getting scared. I might have to move out of seas, but beware. But we gonna be straight. Trump or Hillary. Yeah. Either way, shit's gonna be the way it's gonna be. Yeah, I know I have to do it right. And if they wanna see me, I'ma coming through the night. Yeah.
Give it up for Matt Citron, ladies and gentlemen. I can put him to the test, Greg.
Hey, listen, Sway. I told you, man. I'm gonna tell you a crazy story.
Yeah.
When I was telling everybody about Saha, right? I called No ID.
Yes.
Because I wanted some beats. Mm-hmm. And like, God is amazing. Amen. I called No ID. I was trying to get some beats. He never hit me back. About a year went by. About a year went by. My phone rings about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's No ID.
Uh-huh.
He said, man, we're in Hawaii right now. And we're recording Kanye's album. And we was just on the line like, there's no new rappers out. There's no new rappers out that's hot. And we saw this video with Saha and Yellow Wolf and Raekwon. And then we saw this video with him doing Stutter. And I was like, yay, this is the kid that Street been telling me about for a year. He called me and asked me for some beats. So when I call you about an artist, I don't call people about a lot of artists.
Yeah.
When I call you about an artist, it's going to be something special about the artist.
Got that from Greg Street right there, stunting on y'all.
I got something for you too that you gonna like. When Jermaine coming in?
Jermaine about to come.
He about to come
next. In? Matt, good job, man. Matt Citron. I got to get you in the studio, bro.
I got something. I'm gonna play like a minute of it for you, just like a minute.
All right. So
play. You want to
come
break?
Back with Jermaine Dupri? No, we can play it
right now. You play right now? Play
okay.
I Am Somebody, Infamous.
Okay.
I want you to hit. This is something that you're gonna love. This is for you.
Okay, this is for me.
I didn't even send it to you to play on your show yet.
Yo, Greg funny as hell.
Heather, you love it.
He passionate.
Heather's gonna like this too.
Okay, Heather's gonna like this.
This is another artist like a Saha who never got the respect she deserved.
From here?
Worldwide.
Worldwide?
She never got the respect she deserved as a rapper.
Oh, you talking about Heather B?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
She never got the rapper.
Absolutely.
Like I was playing. I remember her deal too. I think you was on MCA too, right? Yeah, I remember. I still got the records. Yeah, still got them. But this is for you.
Okay.
You gonna act like you act the day Saha performed Sadell Young on your show when you hear this.
Who is it?
Listen to it.
Okay.
It's B.O.B., Akon, Big Crit, and Jesse Jackson.
Whoa. Sway in the morning.
It's my new single.
It's Sway in the morning. Only
on Shade 45.